Hello, first grade, and welcome back to another fun week of reading and learning. I hope you are as excited as I am. Now, if you remember, we are reading books from the series The Secret of Droon. The book that we're reading right now is called The Journey to the Volcano Palace, and up here on the corner is the scene that we left off on. So these are the Lumpies and Princess Kia and Neil and Julie. Just a quick recap of our book from what we learned last week. Eric, Neil, and Julie were having some pretty strange dreams that were sent to them from somebody from Droon. So they went down and met at Eric's basement, and lo and behold, there were the stairs leading them to Droon. Well, in Droon, it was nighttime, and they were in the desert. Well, shortly after walking, they found a tent, and it was Princess Kia's tent. And with Princess Kia were the Lumpies. Now, Lumpies were weird purple-looking pillows. See them right there? Those are the Lumpies, and they were with the king of the Lumpies, Khan. So they decided that they had to go to Spar's evil palace to get the Red Eye of Dawn that he stole in the last book. Well, the only problem with that was Spar's palace is in a volcano. So they had to trek, which means walk a long way across the dunes. It was hot, and they were tired. Neil's feet were hurting, and suddenly, there it was, an oasis. Now, scholars, do you remember what an oasis is? That's right. An oasis is a special paradise resting place. In the desert, it's usually something that has water and shade. So they were all hungry. They were all thirsty and hot, so they decided to take a break by this pool, crystal clear. Well, when Eric was leaning down to drink his water, he noticed something in the reflection. He noticed a gate. So he turned around, no gate. Then he decided, let's splash some water. So he splashed some water and there was the gate to Lord Spar's palace. So the gang worked all together, dumped buckets of water on there, and boom, the gate was revealed. The nymphs didn't even know that they were coming. After all, would you want to travel inside a volcano? It sounds kind of scary to me. So they were walking in, and then they were approached by Lord Spar. Dun, dun, dun! But Julie realized that something was kind of off, and she remembered her dream. She's like, wait a minute. That's not Lord Spar, that's just a video. So she slapped him. Turns out her hand went right through him, and she was right. It was just a video of Spar. Unfortunately, the Nin guards were not fake. They were chasing after them. And that, scholars, is where we left off. I'm sure you're excited to see what happens next, just like I am. But first, let's review the skill that I want you guys to practice today. One of Miss White's favorite things about reading is that she gets to pick what the characters look like and what's going on in the scene. I get to make a movie all in my head. I don't have to watch TV. I can do it if the power's out. It's so much fun. So today, friends, I'm going to share with you my skills on how to create a mental movie when you are reading. So, pretty simple on how to create a picture. Step 1 is you want to look at all of the describing words. Now, what kind of words are descriptive words? So that's colors. It can be different kinds of shapes or buildings. It can be different textures. Is it soft? Is it smooth? Is it bumpy? Is it scratchy? Or it can be your different senses. It can be, what do they see? What can they smell? What can they taste? What can they hear? Or what can they touch? So those are the different things that you want to think about, the different kinds of words. We'll practice those in a little while. And then number 2, you want to use those words to build the movie in your mind. So think of things that you've seen before. For example, if Miss White said that her dog had 4 ears and light brown fur and felt soft like a blanket and smelled like pickles, then you probably know what pickles smell like. You definitely know what the color brown is. And I told you she had 4 legs, so you know what dogs look like. And soft. And you've definitely felt a soft blanket before. So combine those, and you can kind of maybe think about what my dog looks like, even if you didn't know. So I want you to practice these skills when we are reading Chapter 6, Meeting the Witch. Here's a little picture of the Nins for you. Don't they look scary? Kind of bad. I would want to meet up with them. Get the small ones, the Nin shouted. And the purple lumpy king, too. The kids shot down the passage like rockets. They dived into the first cave they came to. The two Nins didn't see them. They charged away down the passage, thumping their big feet. Whew! Eric breathed a sigh of relief. Then he looked around. Who picked this cave? You did, Neil answered. Instead of a hot, red cave, the space inside was tinted blue. A cool breeze blew through it. And in the center was a large pool of the bluest water imaginable. All right, scholars, here's where we're going to take a quick pause. I want you to experience this cave with me. I can see what it looks like. Can you see what it looks like? Let's create our mental picture. So first, let's look for the descriptive words. Miss White went ahead and pulled those out. So we have red, hot cave, but they said instead of. Instead of means that it's not hot, red, or a cave. They said it was a blue with a pool. So let's check that out. A blue pool, they said it was. The space inside was tinted blue. A cool breeze blew through it. And then to the center was the large pool of the bluest water imaginable. Now here's what Miss White thinks the cave looks like. What do you think the cave looks like? Let's keep reading. The surface of the water glistened and sparkled like glass. Whoa, said Julie, peering around. This is the place from my dream. This is what I saw. Do you think it's regular water? Eric asked. I don't see anything yucky, Neil said. I don't like it, said Con. Kia stepped closer. Let me test it out. Kia had told the kids she had powers, but they weren't exactly sure what she could do. Careful, said Eric. This is Kano, don't forget. Spar's home base. Kia reached for the water. Suddenly, something with scaly skin slithered toward her from the far side of the pool. Watch out, Julie cried. A sea monster! Kia jerked back from the edge of the pool. A long, green, scaly tail broke the surface of the slough with a loud splash. It slapped down hard, and seconds later, a head popped up out of the water. It was the head of a woman. A mermaid, Eric whispered. Her skin was white, her lips were black. She had long, wet, green hair. Her shoulders were dark and scaly, and her deep blue eyes narrowed as she looked from one child to the next. Quick pause there, scholars. Whoa! Can you see what this must look like? Let's review some of the descriptive words that we saw, and let's start building our picture. So, we had a green, scaly tail. Now, I know what green is. Scaly. Have you ever felt a fish? They kind of feel weird. Miss White doesn't like to feel them. And then a tail like a fish. All right. So we're working with it. So here's our pool. There's my tail. That's what I think it looks like. And they said long, wet, green hair and black lips. So here's my picture of the cave. Remember, in front of the cave was the pool, and then we have the tail and then the head. It looks pretty spooky to me. What does your picture look like? Well, fortunately for us, the author and the illustrator, which is the person who draws pictures for the book, also drew us a picture. So let's see what this scaly thing looks like. Dun, 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 dun. How did Miss White do? Doesn't look too close. Does this picture compare to yours? Anyway, keep making that movie, scholars, and let's keep reading. No, said Max, not a mermaid. The woman spoke. Who are you? Her voice was eerie and deep. It seemed to come from every corner of the cave. Each word echoed off the stony walls. Kia glanced at her friends, then turned to the woman. I am Kia, Princess of Droon, and these are my friends. The woman's eyes didn't move. Friends from the upper world, Spar has spoken of you. Julie shuddered. What did he say about us? What does Lord Spar know about us? But the woman didn't answer. She turned to Kia. You have come for the red eye of dawn. Eric jumped. How did you know that? I am Demeter, the woman said. Some people say I am a witch. I know many things. Her tail flipped suddenly. Water splashed on the cave walls and hissed. I've heard of you, Max twittered. My master Glenn has spoken of your evil deeds. Some choose to be evil, the witch said. Some are forced to be evil. Demeter clenched her teeth and dove under the water again. Something's weird, Eric said. She looks like she's in pain or something. I am still afraid to trust her, Max said. Splash! Demeter rose again. The eye is in the room of fire! She closed her eyes and groaned. Cross the bridge of ice and you will find it. Kia stepped to the edge. If you know things, you can tell me how my mother died. Your mother is alive! The witch cried sharply. Like me, she is cursed in prison. Kia gasped. Prison? Here in the volcano? Not here. Everywhere, the witch cried. Find her, help her, as no one has helped me. Well, scholars, that is the end of chapter 6. A pretty wild chapter, if I did say so myself. I wonder if they're going to find Princess Kia's mom. Can you believe she's alive? Poor Demeter. It sounds like Lord Spar chapter. What do you think? Were you able to create a picture of this chapter? Stay tuned next time and let's see if they can find Kia's mom. Do they find the Red Eye of Dawn? We'll see.